Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Horse Center. Tonight, as usual, my sidekick, Batman to my Robin, or Robin to my Batman, Shawn. And we are joined tonight by Brianne, Culp from, she's been riding down there in Louisiana and right now coming home from the lake. How was the day at the lake?
Oh, it was great.
Celebrating.
It's a perfect day for it. It's been hot here.
Yeah, it's something we don't really get in Chicago as much as I would like some heat. But so you're celebrating a couple of wins the past couple of days. Tell us about those two mounts that you had that took you to the winner's circle.
Well, the first one, I was in the paddock. I was told to put her behind horses, but she kind of showed more speed than they were ever expecting. And every time I tried to settle her down, she threw her head. So I decided to make her happy and just let her go on with it. And she held on to the wire with a pretty impressive lead. So getting back to the paddock, the trainer, he was like, man, I didn't think she could show that much speed and let alone hang on like that. So he was pretty impressed with her, as was I, just because she just ran a surprising race for them. And then my most recent run, Theatrical, that's actually her second win of the meet. So she's on fire right now, and she's fun to ride.
And so you got a cat running around in the background there. So that's how can you be driving? We thought the cat was driving. Now who's driving? Is one of those automatic Teslas?
Right. Now we're all in trouble because she's going the wrong way.
Absolutely. So hitting the winner's circles have been a pretty it's nothing new this year anyway, because you're having a pretty good year. I mean, you already doubled, more than tripled than what you did last year. What do you attribute the rise in success to? Just more mounts, better mounts? Why would you say you're having so much better year?
Well, last year when I first started, it was my very first race ever. I had just started my bug, so I had absolutely no experience. And, it was just a blessing that I won my very first time out. And then after I won a couple here at Louisiana Downs, I ended up taking a break to get surgery done on my knee. So I was off for a few months, and then I came back into the fairgrounds, and, I got some of the business back that I had at Louisiana Downs, and I came back strong, and my knee felt a lot better without the screw sticking out of it. So, I felt stronger. And I had a great agent down there, Marlon St. Julian, who did a lot of groundwork for me and, got me some business back from Louisiana Downs as well as some new business. So we had, and Fairgrounds was very successful for me. So.
As you mentioned, last year was your first year up. So what were you doing before that?
I was galloping before that. I knew I wanted to be a jockey, but I'm only been in the racing industry for about 6 years now. I started grooming. I worked my way up to galloping, and I had a lot to learn. I knew that I didn't want to rush in too far as just getting my jockey's license right away, as green as I was. So I spent a long time galloping and learning from a lot of good teachers. I galloped for Mike Maker, Dwayne Lucas, Mark Cassie, so I got on a lot of good horses, and I had a lot of good experiences, working good horses and learning my clock, and, and also learning what trainers complain about after the jockey ride. So I took a lot of those lessons to apply it to my own riding,
Mm-hmm. So now one trainer there wouldn't leave you alone very much, right?
Oh, right. Keith Austin.
No, he doesn't complain much off a bad ride, does he?
No, not too much. We're a good team together. I like to come over. I can gallop our horses, but he gallops a lot of them himself. He's a good hand on a horse. He's even better on the ground as a horseman. So, and he gives me, he hasn't fired me yet. So we're doing pretty good.
I imagine. So prior to galloping and starting at the bottom, what were you doing before that? And I ask because, and I'm not sure because it looks similar to me, but when I was trying to do a little background work, and I have to say you're one of the most anonymous people on the internet, so that's a big plus, I think, for you. Because I wish I were as anonymous. My phone number's out there, like everything about me on the. I was like, how is that legal? But anyway, were you in the movies or trying to make some movies before that?
I was not. Nope. I went to college. I went to college. It was an all-girls school, very small. I never touched a horse before I went to college. So at first I went to engineering college, and that didn't work out. I wanted to work outside. I didn't know what to do. So heard, every little girl dream is to have a horse. So I said, I'm paying all this money. I might as well pay for something I'm excited about and want to do, and that not just that I'm good at it, but that I love. So I decided to go pay for someone to teach me how to ride horses. So that's what I did. And then one thing led to another. Somebody told me I was small enough to be a jockey. So that was my goal after graduation.
Are there any jockeys that were really key into starting you out, to helping you?
I wouldn't say any current jockeys. I have a lot of retired jockeys helping me. My husband is a retired jockey. John Hurdy's helped me a lot. Chico, he's not in the United States anymore, but he was helping me up in Oakland. So I've had a lot of good experience with jockeys that have been in it previously but are maybe trainers now or exercise riders or doing something else, and they've been very helpful teaching me kind of the old time ways.
I heard on another interview with Keith on how Keith finally got you out to dinner. Can you talk about that story a little bit?
Well, our stories might be a little different from our perspectives, but yeah, he chased me around the country for a little while. We met in New Orleans my first year there. I was working with Rudolph Brissett, and every morning he said, "Good morning, baby blue eyes. Good morning, baby blue eyes." And then, I kind of ignored him, just was polite and went about my day until we met off the track at a Super Bowl party that was thrown by one of the trainers there. And I saw him without his helmet on and didn't recognize who he was. So he came up and spoke to me. And, after that, somehow we ended up at 3 different consecutive tracks that he'd never been to before. So he just so happened to be there for the first time ever, as well as me. And then, he wore me down, I guess.
So Louisiana Downs and Fairgrounds, what's your biggest difference riding between the 2 tracks?
Well, I would say probably the trainers is the biggest difference. So at the fairgrounds, you're competing with a lot of Kentucky business and people that I had been around because I galloped at Keeneland, but I'm quiet, I'm kind of shy. So I don't really, nobody really even remembered me, I don't think. Some people, knew who I was, like, oh yeah, you used to gallop for this person or that person. And other people had no clue that I was maybe even in the same barn as them. So I was a new face to some, especially as a jockey. But at Louisiana Downs, everybody knows my husband. He's got really good friends here, and he loves to talk. He's super outgoing. He's a big people person. And so he, everyone knew about him, and he's my biggest fan. He's my biggest promoter. So I didn't know a stranger. They knew me before I even got there. So that's probably the biggest difference was, kind of the small hometown feel at Louisiana Downs compared to that big city life in New Orleans.
Do you have any other tracks on your radar or that you'll be riding at anytime soon?
No, just kind of, I'm going to, stay at Louisiana Downs for this season and then I'm thinking about going back and forth between Louisiana Downs and Evangeline for the summer because we only overlap for one day. But other than that, unless, some crazy opportunity comes up that I can go, Churchill's always a good option, or Keeneland, if you have an opportunity to go up there, of course. So always have doors open, options open. So, but I don't have any, crazy plans as of yet.
Do you feel more comfortable on a speed horse than a horse with comeback? Yeah, than a trailer?
Actually, I like coming from off the pace better. I like to watch things unfold. I feel like when I'm in the front, I'm always wondering where the heck everybody else is, and am I going too fast? Especially like you said on that 2 wins ago, I was in front by so far I could hear the announcer, and that's the first time I could ever hear the announcer. And I was like, it's so quiet. I was like, I don't know, did I take a wrong turn or something? So I like to be behind, so I can plan my moves and, see what everyone else is doing, and I like to see how much horse everybody has and gauge off, when I should start riding. That's where I feel most comfortable.
Now, you had a couple of races at Oaklawn too. How did you like that track?
Oaklawn was beautiful. That was my first time ever there, so I'd never even galloped there. I've always heard about it. That was super horse friendly. The town is horse friendly. The track is horse friendly. So it was great. You can't say anything bad about Oaklawn. The people were super friendly there. In the jocks room. I had to pick up a valet. It's the last month, so they, Cody Ungles helped me tremendously. He was so kind to pick me up, after, just coming in and trying to ride a few horses on my break between Fairgrounds and Louisiana Downs. It was wonderful there. And of course we got to watch the Arkansas Derby with Secret Oath in it. So we got there that weekend. That was amazing to be a part of.
Cody's a big fan of the show. He actually hooked me up with some Oaklawn jockeys that we'll have on in a week or two. So, yeah.
Oh, Cody, good. Yep. He's great.
So, for those who don't know, how does a valet help you?
So your valet cleans your boots, changes your helmet cover, gets your whips ready. He saddles your horses. He cleans your saddle. He does your laundry after all the races. Did I say he does your laundry? He does your laundry, all that kind of stuff. Anything you could possibly need. If you need snacks or water, we're not allowed to leave the jocks room. So they're really our hands and feet, as far as that goes. They're super important and super helpful to, especially having a good valet. They're worth their weight in gold.
So I'm curious, why won't they let you leave the jocks room? Are they afraid you're going to head off and make a bet?
Right. So yeah, I think it's like back in the day, fixing races, you can't, give people, tips or anything like that. They don't want you to bet. Now all the betting is online and on your phone, so it's a little bit less important. But and maybe it's about your weight and stuff too. You have to be there to weigh in and stuff like that. You just, they want to make sure everyone's there and ready to go. We're on a time schedule more so now than ever because we broadcast all our races. And so TVG tries to, you can't be running 2 tracks at the same time. So we have to, it's part of our job to be on time. We have a bell that rings to get you all out of the room and in the paddock and on the track, to keep consistent with our post times and everything. So
how quick does that go in between races? Is it a rush to get everything ready?
No, not really. We have about 30 minutes between races. Some tracks are longer, some tracks are shorter. Louisiana Downs is very effective. They're pretty quick between races, but you have enough time, all the time that you need to change and, wash your face off and change your silks and your helmet and everything without feeling too rushed.
Sounds like a little bit of fun, because I wondered, like, you see the pictures of the room. There's always like a pool table or a ping pong table or anything like that. Is there like rivalries that go like off the track and then they're settled on the ping pong table or the pool table? How does that work?
So I'm in the girls' room, so there's very few girl jockeys. We don't have a ping pong table or anything like that, but it's a little bit more level, I guess, on our side of the things. You know, we always root for each other. It's girl power as far as we're concerned. I've heard back in the day that some card games could get pretty intense. I don't know if they play cards very much anymore, but I see them out there jumping rope and everything, you know, and you know, just having fun, you know, whatever. But I'm sure they're, you know, we're all competitive, or else we wouldn't be a part of this game. So everything, like even now with me and my husband, everything is a game. You know, I beat him in badminton. I'm like 10 games up right now on him. You know, I kill him in chess. He hates it, but I can't help it. I have to win.
Well, that's a good quality to have, I think, when you're racing for a living, right?
Right. When we get paid for it. Yeah.
Paid for performance. Now, does he tell the same story if we were to ask him about chess?
Well, it's the truth, so he would have to.
I guess it depends on who's the company at the moment, huh?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, he complains about it. He's pretty open, but he gets better sometimes. If he wins one game, he won't play me again for a month, so he can hold on to them bragging rights for a while.
Can I give you one piece of advice I learned from a very good Russian player of chess? So you can go like this so he can hear. But if he told me the key is to always be up one piece. As long as you're always up one piece, you have a really if you don't screw things up, you can win every single time. So that always has been my strategy when I play chess, is to always. Now that doesn't mean that you got 2 pawns and they have your rook. It means, of course, that you know it's even in terms of the. So if I can have 2 pawns and your rook, and you have 1 pawn and 1 rook, then I have 1 more player than you. That gives me a tactical advantage the rest of the way. So make sure you don't share that secret with them. Any other questions, Shawn?
So that actually brings up a good point you said about the number of female jockeys. So if you're at a track and there's only 1 or 2 female jockeys, you're in the room by yourself or just with that one other person the whole time?
Yep. So that's in all the fairgrounds, it was only me and Aubrey Green the whole time. So I mean, we have a lot of space to ourselves. Sometimes if she didn't ride, I was in there all day by myself, or if I didn't ride, she was in there all day. So we're always like, hey, which races do you ride today? So sometimes, don't tell anyone, but I'd bring my dog up with me. We're not supposed to, but I figured I could get some training in on him, especially if you're only in the first and the last race. You know, it takes like 3 or 4 hours sometimes. So I'd sneak him up there with me.
And you have to stay in the room by yourself for 3 or 4 hours between races because you can't leave?
Yep.
Wow, yeah. Well, hopefully there's a comfortable place to take a nap in there for sure, and some books. Now, there's not like a common area for the male jockeys and female jockeys can get together? And
some tracks have it and some tracks don't. New Orleans, they have like a semi-common area, but we had so many boys that they overflowed into the common area, you know, so there was nothing they could do about it. So that kind of took up, you know, because they have to change in there and everything, so we can't go down in there. That was this year in particular. We can all go, you can go outside. Usually they have a little courtyard, you know, but like the weather's not great. It's usually rainy there. On good days you can go and sit outside. You know, I know they'd go sit outside and smoke or whatever. At Louisiana Downs, we have a big courtyard that we can go out and sit outside. We don't have an inside common area, but they have a big courtyard, you know, where everyone can come and sit. So,
have you ever had that moment where you and another jockey haven't seen eye to eye and been in the same room
for like 3 hours?
No, Thank goodness. No, I've been very lucky. You know, me and Aubrey are good friends. We got along swimmingly. And me being a new jockey, and being with other like older, more experienced jockeys, they kind of have taken me under their wing. Last year, when I was at Louisiana Downs, Lindsay Abear and we were both bugs, and we were both really brand new. So her and I got along really well because we realized, you know, where we were trying to get better. She invited me out to her house to work on the equicizer with her and everything. So, and I feel like girls, you know, since we are the minority, you know, of the riders, we like to stick together. You know, if I can't win it, I want another girl to win it. So, you know, that helps kind of urge each other on, and
With all,
you know, it helps in the room too. So
with all the young women coming up and the success they're having, that's going to change in 5 years. You guys are going to be just as many female jockeys that are good as male jockeys, because I mean, we've interviewed a lot of them, and you guys are just up and coming and a lot of talent.
Right, that's the goal, and that's what, you know, that's kind of like we see that happening. So the more we can support each other, the more other people, you know, other trainers will support us. A new younger group of trainers is coming up, you know, up and coming, and it's not kind of like you know, the old time way of thinking that girls can't ride. You know, we're like in Oakland this year, there were 4 girls, and then I added 5 when I went up there. There were 5 of us in the room, and we were killing it, you know, especially that last weekend. Chelsea Bailey and Kylie Jordan, they won. What is it? There was another older, those 2 were bugs, but
Kelsey
Kelsey.
Yeah.
Kelsey Har. They were, you know, I think they won 2 apiece the last weekend. So they tore them up. I was like, you go, girls. I won 1 before I got out of there. So.
And you don't want to make Chelsea mad. She has MMA experience and everything else. So.
Right.
Well, she's only 3-0, so it was a while. So maybe her skills, she's a little bit rusty in the ring.
Yeah.
Anything else, Shawn?
No, that's it. Really fun. Glad to that you came on and get to know you, and we'll have you on again. Well, we'll have to have your husband on first before we bring you back on.
So we can
double check
your
good.
story.
He would love to be on, I'm sure.
Yes, we have to get his side of the story.
Okay.
Thank you.
I hope it's not too different from mine.
It'll be identical for sure. No question about it. We appreciate your time, Brianne, and wish you luck going forward, and hope to see you in the winner's circle a lot more.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you for allowing me to come on the show. It's been great.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
There you are, Shawn.
You know that button now. You know how to make me the big head all the time.
I just put you on the left. Well, it looks like maybe our friend Erica, the star, might be a little bit busy at the track. I'm not sure because I did send her a link, hasn't shown up just yet. So we're getting ready for the weekend at the Preakness. Any thoughts early on about what you've seen in the program, Shawn? Any particular horse on the Friday or Saturday card that really jumped out to you? Or like me, do you feel like there's plenty of value to be found?
There's plenty of value. The Preakness, I kind of have my thoughts, but we're going to kind of do that tomorrow. So I don't know if you really want me to dive into that, but you got your main players, but I'm high on Secret Oath. So with Luis Saez, with that last ride, the ride will not, like with Luis Contreras, the ride will not get her. She'll make that big sweeping move at the end. And as long as Luis times it right and they're not too far out in front, which I think there's enough pace, I'm just interested to see what value we'll get with Secret Oath. If she'll be the second choice with lower than early voting, or the third choice, like the morning line suggests.
Well, it'd be interesting to say the least. Just quick observations from Pimlico so far. It's been the dirt has favored speed. That's not going to be where she is. And then the turf has favored closer. So you might want to pay attention to that when you're doing your handicapping. Who do you guys like? Well, we're going to cover that tomorrow, William, with at 9:30 p.m. Eastern with the TVG personality, Todd Schrupp. So you're going to make sure you want to check in for his second appearance on the Player's Edge. So that'll be at 9:30. And in order to make sure you don't miss that, William, if you haven't already, and I'm sure you have, hit the subscribe button, then the bell, or you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Horse Race, the number 2 day, Horse Race Today. And then our Swiss Army Shawn over there, the man who can do it all, except handicap Arabian horse racing.
Well, you know what? We got that one right last year. So I just hope I'm to the point Saturday where I'm far enough ahead that it doesn't even matter to play that. Last year, I was behind, and that was like the only thing I hit all day, which is kind of odd. Yeah.
Well, hey, that's the $1 million question. Maybe you should put that out on Twitter tomorrow as your question du jour, Shawn. Would you rather have a lot of small winners, right? Even for the day at the track, maybe up a little bit, down a little bit, but right around break even. But, you're in the game, so to speak, all day long. Or have one giant winner in the last race that you end up
salvaging
into the positive.
Yeah,
but you end up well into the positive for the day. So which would you rather have? And now I would say most people would say they would rather have the day where they're up. But at the same time, a lot of people might be discouraged if they lose 10 races in a row before they hit the 11th race, in which case they end up leaving negative. So maybe you might want to make that your question of the day. And then another one we can ask is, yesterday Terry and I were talking about pizza. He likes the Hawaiian pizza. I don't think cooked pineapple belongs on pizza. So maybe you should make that another question. Does cooked pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
I say unequivocally no.
No, absolutely not. But I love pizza, but I'm pretty boring when it comes to pizza. I want pepperoni pizza.
Is it just pizza?
Huh?
Is it just pizza?
That I'm picky at? Or that I love?
No, you said you're kind of boring. And I said it with pizza. And I said with just pizza.
Yeah, I know.
It's a crack, Shawn.
I know.
Looks like Erica's finally joined with us. Who's nuts? Todd? Todd's not nuts. All righty. Erica's with us now. Hello, Miss Star. How do you do on this Wednesday?
I do well today. How are you guys?
We're doing well, thank you. We're glad that you can make it. So tell us a little bit about what's happening down in the Big Hat State.
Well, a lot's happening down here. A lot of heat, definitely. A lot of heat this past weekend, actually, from Austin Gustafson. Actually, somebody I want to talk about this past week. He actually had hit the board about three times in one day. He was on fire, and that was on May, I believe it was the 15th. He had 3 winners, and that's somebody who look forward to watching this week as well. We have a couple of maiden special weights this week going on, and he's somebody to look forward to running. He has a couple on Friday that are in. He has 2 of them running in one race. He has Backside Buzz and Weldon G. So they're both maiden special weights going to be running. Both work really well together. They actually work the same day. Weldon G actually worked with Pavoski, and Pavoski's actually running on Thursday. So them two have worked together in company with their workouts and have worked really well together. So I'm excited to see how they run individually. They're in 2 separate races. So those 2 are somebody, to look for, Pavoski and Weldon G.
Now these are obviously at Lone Star, so we have to make sure for those who are joining us and are not familiar with Erica the Star that she is the clocker at Lone Star. So which races are Weldon G and Pavoski running in? I know you said one's running Thursday, one's running Friday, so kind of help us pencil that in our calendars.
So Pavoski is going to be running on Thursday, race 4. Race 3. It's a maiden special weight. So he's running. There's also a couple of horses I liked within that race. I kind of I made a little superfecta for you bettors out there. So I had Pavoski. Actually, I had Pavoski as my second choice. I'm also looking at the 7 in that race. It's Caldwell. He has Satin Heart, and it's going to be running with Leslie. So that's my first choice is the 7. And the 6 is It Takes Heart. And so that's going to be with Calhoun, and that's my third choice. So I'm going to go with the 7, which is Satin Heart, Pavoski, which is the 5, It Takes Heart, which is the 6, and then Texas Attitude for Dodwell. Jimmy Dodwell, he's a smaller trainer here in Lone Star Park. I just heard about him these last few years, but he tends to have a few horses that hit the board, and Texas Attitude is somebody I'm going to be looking out based on the workouts in that race. So that'd be my 4th choice for that.
Maybe we can change the @ to Texas Attitude.
Yeah.
Instead of Erica Starr. There you go.
Oh yeah, we could do that. But so like I said, they run on Thursday, and Weldon G is going to be running on Friday. And again, Gustafson, like I said, he likes to work those babies in company. He usually works some sets of 3s or sets of 2. So it's kind of neat to see again how they do on, their each individual race. So Gustafson, I believe, is going to be on fire this week. Another week of him rolling in some winners. So he's somebody to be looking for this week. Another trainer to be on the lookout for is JJ Gellner. He's the son of Scott Gellner, who used to be a trainer here in Lone Star Park. His son kind of took over. He's run down in Louisiana. He's running here. And he has a couple that are running this week that I've actually liked. This Saturday, the 21st, he's going to be in an allowance race. Silent Power is the name of the horse. And he's actually running against one of my other favorite horses for Calhoun is Durango Jess. And Durango Jess is somebody who's had easy workouts, 4 furlongs, makes it look so easy. And so those two, I think, are going to be between those two in that race. That's May 21st in the allowance race. That's race 1 on May 21st. And Gellner is somebody else to look for on Sunday. He has a couple in another allowance race going 7 furlongs. Majestic Ways is one that's going to be up there, I believe, based on the workouts. Again, it's a easy workout. He ended up working out just this past week, the 15th, ended up working out 4 furlongs, but he ended up working behind one of Calhoun's horses, and between the two, they were both going for. He made it look easy, and so he's actually competing against my friend Amy in that race as well, who's also for Gellner. And that horse just broke its maiden here on the 29th. So they're going to be running together here on Sunday. And that's, again, Gellner, I believe, is somebody who's going to be on the board this week. So Gellner and Gustafson, the G's of racing.
Double G's.
Yeah.
Rated G for sure. For Gustafson. Any other workouts that popped off the chart, so to speak, during the week?
Oh, do I tell you, or do I keep those to myself?
You can share. That's the whole idea of you being here.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. We definitely want people to get involved with the handicapping here at Lone Star Park. Again, I've gotten better over time. But one that stuck out for me this week, and actually about a week ago, Calhoun. He has a little filly working. Chive Up is the name of the filly. So it's a little 2-year-old. And she actually worked a 47 flat today, going 4 furlongs. And I actually like to take them out. So that horse went out. Ended up working under a minute. So for 5 furlongs. So here, when that horse is placed in, her maiden special, I believe that's going to be the winner of the race. So
if you're out there and you play Lone Star, you should put Chive Up, like CHIVE, and then up. So like the things you put on potatoes.
Yes,
baked
definitely.
Potatoes. All right.
Make them taste a little bit better. No, but that horse.
Do chives even have a taste, flavor? I thought they were just there for like decorative purposes.
No, green onion, right? They're green onion. I think so. Somewhat of a taste, not that pungent, but definitely just a little bit of spice. But that horse will spice up, your trifecta if you want to. Set that horse up in a trifecta, the Chive Up. Again, Calhoun tends to bring these babies. I know his assistant is really good at preparing those babies to run here and also over in Churchill and everywhere else. So again, those babies are ones to look out for here at Lone Star Park.
Perfect. Sounds good. So put Chive Up in your horses to watch list. And then, of course, Erica will keep you up to speed, all things Lone Star and at Erica. Now that's not 1 underscore, that's 2 underscores, right?
It's 2. Yes, 2.
Yes. Erica 2_star. And I like how you got the TV screen already figured out that it's backwards. Not forward.
Yes, I've been practicing.
All right, good. I still get it wrong. So I want to turn my hat one way and I always turn it the other way first. So it's like, damn, where I go to fix my hair and I'm always doing it backwards. But I should just do like Shawn and not have to worry about it. Just shave it all
there you
off.
go. Buzz it.
Hey, it makes it easier, especially with this hot weather. I've thought about it.
Well, we want to see that next week.
Oh,
Let's
no.
see you do that next week.
Oh no, maybe just cut it short, guys. I'll keep it short. But one more before we go. Another one I want you all to pay attention to. This is a trainer I've never heard before. Donna, I believe is Jort is the name. This horse ran just this past week, picking it up, laying it down, all one word. Ran an allowance race 6 furlongs. And this horse, I had this horse picked to win just based on its workouts, amazing workouts. I don't even want to say it's Morning Glory because it does great. Ended up coming in second in that race, but it closed really well. So this is a horse to look out for, picking it up, laying down. So, keep that written down, guys. Pay attention to that horse because definitely I believe he's going to win next time.
Picking it up, laying it down is going to pick up your winning ticket, and then you're going to lay down some cash to tell her in your hand. I mean, that's how they used to do it. Not anymore. Now you just do it on your phone. And then
it's so easy nowadays. But you can't do that here in Texas. You can't bet on your phone here. So
really?
Yeah.
What's wrong with Governor Abbott? Couldn't he get them? I mean, you would think
you can't say that live right now.
What's that?
At least not yet. At least not. Maybe change here in a couple years. We'll finally have some gambling down here. We'll see what happens.
Wow. So that means a lot of horse players that were thinking about moving to Texas just changed up their minds and said, we're going to go to Florida instead for sure. Right.
At least you have the beach here there, don't have the beach here unless, you go to Galveston, but
down to so you're up closer to Dallas, right?
Yes. Dallas area.
Yeah. It's
we have the farmers market. We have the farmers market. So that's, always fun.
Well, you got the Dallas Cowboys. That's a big draw down there, right?
The Mavericks.
Johnston did. Yeah, they're doing well too, right?
Yeah.
Right now they're on fire.
Yeah, they're doing better in the playoffs than the Cowboys, so they're the biggest team right now.
What is that? What does that mean, Shawn?
Yeah.
I mean, like, who doesn't do better in the playoffs than the Cowboys?
I'm not a Cowboys fan, so I don't take any.
No, he's taking a dig at me because I'm a Cowboys fan, but that's all right. I can deal with it.
Oh, I thought you'd be.
He lives in Philadelphia. I mean, what the hell?
I don't live in Philly. I live outside of Philly, but
yeah, what's the difference?
Yeah, I live an hour and a half away from Philly, but he was thinking about
that's
moving.
Still
to
not
Dallas,
far enough. Just kidding to all you people who live in Philly. Not really, but okay. I grew up in the Poconos. I'm very familiar with Philadelphia. So I've been down there many times on South Street getting the Geno's cheesesteaks with cheese whiz spray on there. That's what they put on there. It's not real cheese, but apparently that's the right way to do it, right, Shawn?
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. And I'm also one I need sauce or I need ketchup, so I'm not very Philadelphia with that.
In Iowa, we put ranch on everything, so I like ranch.
Yes, in Chicago, if you ever come to Chicago, a little bit of advice when you go to a place to get a hot dog, don't ask for ketchup.
I've been told that actually. I've been to Jimmy's. I don't eat meat anymore, guys. But Jimmy's over there in Chicago, Jimmy's Polish sausage, I believe. I went in there the one time and I asked, I don't use ketchup. It was for my daughter, and I asked them, they're like, "Don't you dare ever ask us for ketchup again." And I was like, "Oh." So I learned that firsthand. Never ask for ketchup. So
no, you cannot ask for ketchup on hot dogs in Chicago. You will be barred and banned, and then it's the one thing the police might actually show up for. And then I don't know. You're talking about not eating meat. Did you hear? And I know this is way off the topic, but my son came to me today, and he texted me. He's like, "Dad, did you hear? There's a tick that if you get bit by it, you become allergic to meat afterwards." Did you hear about this?
Never heard about it. Or maybe they're talking about like a TikTok trend.
No, it's apparently a bug, like the bug that sucks your blood. Apparently, it bites you. You don't even realize it, and if it bites you, you become instantly allergic to meat. And if you eat meat afterwards, like you can swell up and potentially have a life-threatening event. So make sure you wear those flea and tick collars when you go out in the woods, because if you get bitten by the meat tick, you're doomed. I figured. I told my son, I said, you know what that is? That's a genetic modification from some vegan militant that doesn't want anybody to eat meat anymore.
Yeah, they have to try some way, huh? I mean, meat is expensive. Oh gosh, so I've seen. So it's probably a good thing I gave that up. I might have been bit by that tick, so who knows? It's been a couple years now. So
Alrighty, Erica, well, we appreciate your time as always this Wednesday. Thank you for all the good information. Keep it up, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And hopefully some of these horses that you've written them down in your book or in your Horses to Watch, and the 10, 15 minutes Erica spends with us on Wednesday evenings can be a very profitable 10, 15 minutes if used correctly.
I hope so. Let's all win some money, guys.
Let's make some money indeed. Thank you, Erica. Have a great night, and we'll see you in a week.
You too, guys. Take care.
Bye-bye. We should have asked her about the pineapple on pizza.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she would be into it. I don't know. But William says Terry.
Yeah, I can see her in the background. She's putting a thumbs up. Yeah, I agree. She does like the pineapple on the pizza. It's an absolute hard no for me. That's not pizza. That's like some kind of salsa on top of.
You know what? I don't know. People
crust.
can do this, but I can't do fruit on hot food at all. Like fruit can't be hot for me. That's just, it's not right.
So you can't put it like on pancakes or anything like that?
No, I don't even eat pancakes. I eat French toast.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Just remind yourself with the little people food, huh? You go straight to the French toast. Right.
Yeah, I'm no pancakes, no waffles for me. It's French toast and it's eggs.
Yeah, well, all right. I understand. Sausage or bacon or both?
Bacon.
Bacon, yeah. I like both.
I'll eat sausage. Now, if we're talking breakfast sandwich, I'll eat sausage and egg with that. That's my preferred choice. But we're just talking sausage links, I'm going bacon.
You're going bacon. Already, Shawn. Well, tomorrow we're going to go big with TVG personality, as we mentioned, Todd Schrupp. So make sure you tune in for that again at 9:30 tomorrow. Jared will again fill in for Terry. I got like 7 words in today. Just kidding,
I saw you
Jared.
get interrupted a couple times.
Huh?
I saw you get interrupted a couple times.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I made sure that when he interrupted me a couple times, I just kept on going. I put him on mute in my ear. And just but in any case, now, Jared, today, it's funny, is that he texts me, right? So this the third leg of the pick 4. I had a lot of exactas, a lot of, we talk about speaking things into the universe, Shawn. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the show or not today, but
I didn't get to watch
I mentioned that in my box it up on Monday, I hit the superfecta. On Tuesday, I hit the trifecta. That means today, if you follow the trend, I'm going to hit the exacta. And you know what happened?
You hit the exacta.
I hit the exacta. For $2, I paid $150 though, so I'll take that.
Well,
when I saw that the winning horse was 12-1 and the second horse was like 3-1, and there was like a real tight 4 or 5 horses for third, I was thinking, man, come on, please. But of course, I spoke it into the universe, the law of attraction, and I doomed myself. Absolutely.
Did that pay more than your trifecta and superfecta that you hit the day and 2 before?
I think it paid more than the trifecta, but not much. Probably about the same, actually, to be honest with you, between the trifecta and the exacta when you put the 2 together. There was a nice, decent one on Monday, but what was terrible about the day, I guess, is that when we did our pick 4, I made it through the first 2 legs, added a 4 because the one leg I thought was kind of open. And then he texts me, Jared, and he's like, hey, man, in this 8th race, look at this 4 horse on the slop. He's never finished off the money. He's 39-1. Bet him. And I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of putting together all this stuff for the wagering. I don't got no time for this, right? He's like, bet him. I got like 400 texts from him to bet him. And then, so of course, I turned on the race, and I told him, so I texted him back. I was watching him before the race, and I'm not, look out for the 2 horse. I told him it's on its toes, right? So this horse is going to run really well. You know what the order was?
It was 2-4. No?
4-2.
Ah.
The 4 went off at, I think, 39-1. The 2 went off at 3-1. I think the exacta paid something like $500, $300. It was off the charts. And if the 2 had won, I would have hit the pick 4 because I had only 2 horses on the last end, and would have paid nice because there was a couple of I had like the 3rd or 4th pick in the first leg, like the 4th, 5th pick in the second leg. And if the next leg would have won, the 2 horse, which came in second, was like the 4th choice, 3rd choice, somewhere in there. And then there was a heavy favorite in the last leg. So I was just bumming. But tomorrow.
So how much did he have on it?
He said he played it, I think he said like for $10. The exacta.
Nice.
So he got paid. He got paid nicely. Yeah, indeed. So tomorrow we're going to try our luck at Belmont at 12 o'clock. Jared and I. Let's see if we can find another 39-1 shot. That's one of the things about when you do it beforehand, you don't get to see the horses moving around and stuff like that. You're not sure of the conditions because it wasn't really supposed to rain in Indiana today, but it did anyway, and it got really messy. But yet they still ran on the turf course, so it might have changed the way I looked at the races a little bit if I had known the weather was going to turn so sour. Anyway, Shawn, that wraps us up on this hump day. I can see the tissue box is ready for you on the side there. Any final thoughts before we take this day wire to wire?
Well, next week we have another big week. I confirmed today it will be Monday. It will be Jerry Dixon Sr. and Jr., the grooms of the Kentucky winner Rich Strike. They will travel later in the week for Belmont, so they're open Monday night, so they will be on here Monday night. And then Giovanni Franco jockey on Tuesday. And
the one that has a lot of opinions that Shawn said he's going to press to see if we can get a viral moment.
And then Wednesday, we already talked about her tonight. Chelsea Bailey will be on. So
you better be careful with that one. She's going to kick your. So William says pineapple and pizza are bad. I agree. So that's unanimous. So that would be, I think, a 1-2 favorite. That pineapple and pizza is bad. Maybe when we do our virtual horse stable for the digitaldowns.us, I'm going to name my horse Pineapple and Pizza is Bad.
There you go. Pineapple on pizza is horrible.
Yes, indeed. All right, Shawn, that wraps it up for today. As always, we hope everybody enjoyed it. Thank you for coming here. If you like what you saw today, please like Liam TM Hook, Steve Goodrich, and our good friend Terry T.D. Houghton. Thumbs up on YouTube, thumbs up on Facebook. We greatly appreciate you helping us with our ratios, and we hope everybody has a fantastic night. Until we meet again tomorrow, Jared and I trying to take home some winners at Belmont, and then tomorrow night again with Todd Schrupp, where we'll be covering the Black-Eyed Susan, we'll be covering the Preakness and the John McKay Sprint. Those will be the 3 races that we're covering, so make sure you turn in for that. Till then, we hope your night and your day, Shawn, takes you into the
winner circle.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us again, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.